Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnana Anjana Salakaya Chakkhurunimilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jana Bhutale Soyam Rūpa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapadakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Shri Rūpam Sagrajatam Sagana Shri Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kurpa Sindhuveva Cha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavya Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasat Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So welcome to the teaching of the Lord Chaitanya. We are starting by seeking the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is very magnificent, munificent, and very magnanimous incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are starting the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, which is very, very, very important subject matter, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said that it's a unsurpassed excellence of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is so that it is a very most glorious scriptures. If I were to live to witness the Mahapralaya destruction, and I would preserve no other scriptures than Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, I would protect it by keeping it on my heart. Because the void left by the annihilation of the all Vedic literature can be filled simply by existence of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. That means we can understand from the statement of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur that how glorious, how great the scripture Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the transcendental characteristic of Lord Chaitanya. So, Srila Prabhupada has written a very book on the philosophical, very condensed and synopsis, summaries all the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a book called Teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, teaching of Lord Chaitanya, we are going to start today. In the chapter 1 of this teaching of Lord Chaitanya, start with the teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. So, before we start teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī, because teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī is actually the 19th chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, but Prabhupada is now differentiating. He is presenting the book in a different aspect, on the aspect of philosophical aspect, and particularly the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. So, on this notes, we will start the today's session. But before we go get into this chapter 1, teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī, we will come to know that who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is called Gauranga Tattva. So, in this particular age of Kali, it is very abominable age. It is very age of hypocrisy, age of quarrel. People are very fallen. Mandas manda mataya manda bhagya upadrita. Very disturbed, misdirected, very unfortunate age. Therefore, in Shastra it is said that Lord Supreme Personality of God has taken the incarnations only in the Tri Yuga. He is Tri Yugi. Lord has not taken incarnation in this Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga is so abominable. So you can see here this beautiful verses 7, 9, 38 spoken by the Prahlad Maharaj. Itam ni Triyuga Rishi Deva Jasa Avatare So here Prahlad Maharaj is telling that in this way, my Lord, you appear in various incarnations as a human being, an animal, great saint, a demigod, fish, or tortoise, thus maintaining the entire creation in different planetary system and killing the demoniac principle. According to the age, O my Lord, you protect the principle of religion. In the age of Kali, however, you do not assert yourself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore you are known as Three Juga, a Lord who appears in Three Juga. So it's so much abominable that Lord do not appear here as a Leela avatar. But Channa Kalo means he is very hidden. He appears as hidden avatar. Because people are so much hypocrites. So Lord has to come to attract the hypocrites. So he has to come as a transcendental hypocrite. Lord Chaitanya is transcendental hypocrite. How? Bahir Gaura Antar. See, Bahir, outside his Gauranga Mahaprabhu, inside his Krishna himself. So therefore he has come in the transcendental hypocrite to attract the people in a Channa Avatara. Because Shastra says that, even Rūpa Gosvāmī, today we can learn, he told that Nama Mahabadane Krishna Prema Padayate, Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namini Gorotisya Nama Nama. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been stated in all Shastra that Nama Mahabadane. Nama Mahabadane means he is the most munificent, most magnanimous, most magnanimous incarnations. Why? It is stated in this beautiful verses, it is spoken by the Chaitanya Rūpa Gosvāmī in the same places, the Samadha Ghat in Banaras, Prayag. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Goswami gave the pranam mantra, Nama Mahabadanya Krishna Prema Padayate, Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namini Gorotisya Namaha. So, O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color Srimati Radharani. You are widely distributing the pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisance unto you. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very munificent incarnation because Lord Ramachandra is called Purusa, Maryada Purusattam. He has a strict follower of rules and regulations. Krishna is called Leela Avatara. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Prema Avatara. Lord Ram's principle is that Sakriteva Prapannascha Tabasmiti Yachate Dadami Abhayam Tasmei Bratam Mama. So Lord Ram said to Vibhishan, when Vibhishan approached him after being kicked out by his brother Ravana, he approached to Ram. Ram said, whosoever surrender unto me. In this beautiful verse 20-32, you can see here. So Lord Ram said that whosoever comes to me, surrender once also, I will give them the 34. So it is my vow that if only one seriously surrender unto me, saying that my dear Lord, from this day I am yours, and prays to me for fearlessness, I shall immediately avoid fearlessness to that person. He will always remain safe from that time onwards. So here it is stated that Lord Ramachandra has a condition. Anybody once also surrender. And Krishna also says, Jathamang prapandyante stangs tatevaham bhajami. As you surrender, I reward. That means it is on justice. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu works on mercy. Therefore, he is Prema Avatara. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has no conditions. Krishna has condition. You will get what you deserve. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercy is based on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu works based on the mercy. Therefore, if somebody do not deserve also, he will be bestowed with mercy. And mercy of highest gift, that is love of Godhead. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, all the Shastra very loudly proclaim that Nama Mahabadana, you are the most munificent incarnations. And in this age, such an abominable age, you have come to deliver the people, deliver the fallen soul of this age of Kali. So you can see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so munificent that that it is stated in this beautiful yes, Sri Krishna Chaitanya daya kara vichara vichara karile chitta paiva chamatkara. If we indeed interested in logic argument, kindly apply it to the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you do so, you will find it to be strikingly wonderful, because he do not see who is deserving, who is not deserving, who is the fittest candidate, qualified candidate, who is not qualified candidate, discriminately distributing the highest zenith point of benediction, that is love of Godhead. There is nothing beyond love of Godhead. Because in other platform, Krishna is giving that sarva dharman parityada mamekam saranam bhaja. You will get me. You will come to me. You will come to Vaikuntha. You will come to Golok. Ram also same thing. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not giving Krishna. He is giving the love of Krishna, love of Godhead. That's why he is munificent, magnificent, and his gift is unparalleled compared to any other incarnations of the Lord. So it is stated that beautifully that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Hena Prema Sri Chaitanya Dila Jatha Tatha Jagai Madai Paryanta Anyara Ka Katha. Sri Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has freely given this love of Krishna everywhere, anywhere, even to the most fallen, such as Jagai and Madai. What then to speak of those who are already pious and elevated? So this is a beautiful verses. And he has given the love of Krishna even to the most fallen, the rocks, the drunkard, like Jagai Madai. What to speak about others? You can understand how much merciful. There's a beautiful verse. He says that patra vichara nahi. The verse is there where he says that patra vichara nahi. No, this verse is from this is from this CC Adi, where it is said that patra vichara nahi. See, do not see who is the fittest candidate, who is not, and he is distributing the love of God at everybody. Mahaprabhu is so munificent that he is distributing the love of God to anybody and everybody indiscriminately, without prior condition, without any condition, unlike Krishna and Lord Ram. Patra vichara nahi nahi sthana je jahiya paye tahara kare prema dana. So in distributing love of God at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associate did not consider who was fit candidate and who was not, nor where such distribution should or should not take place. There were no conditions. Wherever they got the opportunity, the member of Panchatattva distributed the love of Godhead. So that is why Shastra says that Nama Mahabhadane. Because such a munificent Lord, we cannot get anywhere, who is distributing the highest love, highest thing. That is called love of Godhead. Highest gift of spiritual world, that is love of Godhead. Krishna himself said that there is nothing beyond love of Godhead. This is the highest. In this verse 11, 26, 30, it is said that Bhaktim labdvat sadhavakim anyad avishyasate. What more remains to be accomplished for a perfect devotee after achieving the devotional service unto me, the Supreme Absolute Truth? See? This is Krishna himself speaks. There is nothing beyond the love of Godhead. And that is distributed indiscriminately, without any condition, without any discriminations. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahabhadane. So the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very indispensable, imperative for the devotees. Particularly devotees, those who are serious. Neophytes, they do not want to. They are engaged in worshipping deity, and they want to remain in this material world. They have no idea. They are thinking that sadhana bhakti means you just do the chanting and hearing. But sadhana bhakti without the goal of going back to Godhead, is very a neophyte stage. So they are not interested in Chaitanya Charitamrita. They are not interested in teaching of Lord Chaitanya like this. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada said that this Rūpa Raghunatha Pade hoibe akuti kabe hama bujhava jugala prati. To understand the Radha Krishna, to understand this devotional service, Bhakti Tattva, we have to read the literature of Rūpa Gosvāmī, Raghunath Das Goswami. Otherwise, we cannot understand the Bhakti Tattva. There is no question of understanding Bhakti Tattva. If you do not know the Bhakti Tattva as it is, as Krishna say, Bhaktamam abhijananti javanjachasami tattataho, means in truth, not the superficiality. That's when Kali Yuga, superficiality is very much rampant. Hypocrisy is very much rampant. In among the also neophyte devotees, they do not spend time for reading and hearing this most, excellent, surpass excellence of Chaitanya Charitamrita, teaching of Lord Chaitanya. So on these notes, we will go to the teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chapter 1. So here, teaching of Lord Chaitanya, we started with introduction to Rūpa Gosvāmī, teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. So chapter 1, teaching of Lord Chaitanya. Srila Rūpa Gosvāmī, the younger brother of Sanatana Goswami, went to Prayag, the modern city of Allahabad, with his younger brother Vallabha. So Rūpa Goswāmī's, they were very high-class Brahman family, Saraswat Brahman from Karnataka, his forefather from Karnataka. But they were ostracized because they were employed by the Hussain Shah, the Mughal emperor, Mughal king. So Hussain Shah, therefore, under the Muhammadian government, therefore they ostracized and outcasted by the Brahmin community. They were very talented, so they were picked up by they're very talented. They know so many languages. So they were picked up, selected or shortlisted by the Nawab Hussain Shah of Ramkeli, and employed them as a minister, very high post, high salary, high post, everything. And they changed their name, Sakara Malik Dawara Khas. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, he went to Jagannath Puri, and from Jagannath Puri he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but he could not go. On the way, he went to Ramkeli, there's a place near Bengal, and he met there first time Rūpa Gosvāmī and Sanatana Goswami. And Rūpa Gosvāmī said that it is not good that so many people are following you, and it will draw the attention of the king, Nawab Hussain Shah, and it is very detrimental for you. Better you return. So he returned. First time he met. So and that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Rūpa Gosvāmī, Sanatana Goswami, you retired from your from your job, profession, and you come to me and join with me. So later on, Rūpa Gosvāmī gave up the government job and he actually eloped. He ran away from the government. And he went to the Prayag. Prayag is a place, he's in a modern city called Allahabad, particularly in the month of Magha, because this Prayag is a confluence of Ganga and Jamuna. So usually people go to there, particularly in the month of Magha. It was overwhelmingly crowded because people take a dip on that Prayag river, where the confluence of Jamuna and Ganga. So Rūpa Gosvāmī and his younger brother Vallabha, they left Ramkeli and they came to Prayag, because that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned Ramkeli to Vrindavan. After some time he went for the South Indian tour, and after the South Indian tour, then he again second time and successfully went to Vrindavan trip. And Vrindavan he stayed up to like 4 months. After Vrindavan staying in 4 months, he came to Prayag. And that Prayag coincidentally, Rūpa Gosvāmī, actually not coincidentally, Rūpa Gosvāmī got informed that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Vrindavan and went to Prayag. So, understanding and knowing the information, the Rūpa Gosvāmī and his younger brother Ballava, so they went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When two brothers heard that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying there, they both became very much pleased and went to see the Lord. At that time, the Lord was on his way to visit temple called Bindu Madhav. This temple called Bindu Madhav in Prayag. So Lord was on the way by chanting, doing Sankirtan, lot of people following like this. He was chanting, dancing, thousands of people were following him. So some were crying, some were laughing, some were dancing, some were singing, some were falling on the ground, offering obeisance to the Lord. All of them are roaring holy name Krishna, Krishna. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to inundate everybody the chanting of holy name of the Lord, which is the Juga Dharma in this age of Kali. And by chanting, one can attain the love of Godhead. Cheta Darpana Mardana. Beginning from the chanting, when progressive, when you so much attached to chanting, we will get the love of Godhead. Sikhyastakam, he has left Sikhyastakam, which is a progressive result of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra from Cheta Darpana Mardana to Aslisya Bapadaratam, to the point of complete surrendering to Krishna. So, progressively, the result of chanting, we can get the love of Godhead. So it is said that in spite of being the confluence of river Ganges and Jamuna, Prayag was never flooded until the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at which time city was overflowed by love of Krishna. So Prabhupada has written very nicely in the purport in 19th chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita that although the Prayag is the confluence of Jamuna and Ganga, but it never flooded unless Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, came to Prayag and flooded this place with the holy name of the Lord. So that was the magnificent magnanimity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wherever he goes, he flooded that place with holy name of the Lord. The two brothers, Rūpa Gosvāmī and Ballava, stayed aloof in the uncrowded places, witnessed the great crowd, wonderful scene. When the Lord danced, he raised his arm and shouted, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. The people all about him were astonished to see his activity. Indeed, the wonderful scene is difficult to describe. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just like in Puri, so he was so much into Sankirtan, because Sankirtan means congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. That is most important thing in the age of Kali. It is stated that Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam Kalu Nasteva 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 Gatira. In this age of Kali, in the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, there is no other way to realize the God other than chanting the holy name of the God. There is no alternative. There is no alternative. 3 times. The scripture or Veda said 3 times to give an emphasis, phrase that holy name of the Lord, only solutions, only solution and only process of realizing the God. Or in love of Godhead, attaining love of God. Bhagavatam also ends with that Namasankirtana Jasya Sarva Papa Pranasana Pranama Sarva Dukkhana Dukkha Samanas Tam Namani Harim Param. So Namasankirtana is the most important thing in the world. Sukadev Goswami also spoke to Parikshit Maharaj that Namasankirtana Vishnu is very, very important thing. In this age of Kali particularly, it is stated this verse, Tasamat Sankirtanam Vishnu Jaganamangalam Amhasam. Mahatmanam api Kaurava Vidhi Aikanthaka Niskritam. All this quotation prove that who constantly engage in chanting and hearing the holy activity, name, fame from the Lord is liberated. See, simply by uttering the name of the Lord, one is freed from all sinful reaction. So this is very important verses that it is stated that one should always congregational chanting the holy name of the Lord. Sukadev Goswami continued, my dear king, the chanting of holy name of the Lord is able to uproot even the reaction of greatest sin. Therefore, the chanting of the Sankirtana movement is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe. Sometimes people, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting, dancing, many people criticized. What is this? A sannyas is very sentimental. But they have no idea in this age of Kali, this is the most auspicious thing. Some people are envious, some people are thinking in different way. Please try to understand this so that others will take it seriously. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu apani achari sikha sabhaga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is chanting, dancing in a very ecstatic way and teaching others that this is the only method in this age of Kali. This is the most auspicious thing in the entire world. Entire world. Therefore, wherever he goes, he flooded with that places with Sankirtana movement by chanting the holy name of the Lord congregationally. One who constantly hears and chants the holy name of the Lord, hears chant about his activity, can very easily attend the platform of pure devotional service, which can clean the dirt from one's heart. One cannot achieve such purification merely by observing vows, performing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Why it is important? Because those who are constantly engaged in this congregational chanting and hearing of the Lord, name, activities, form, everything's glories. So they will get the love of pure devotional service. That is called love of Godhead. Highest thing in the spiritual achievement, the perfection of everything is called love of Godhead or pure devotional service. That we can get by this process. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the age of Kali is Nama Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Padayate. Particularly in this age of Kali, is his very, very munificent incarnation. Therefore, in the beginning of this Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated that Rūpa Gosvāmī has very nicely described Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as very nice, beautiful verses. Anarpita charim chirat करुणावर्तिन्न कलो संप्रैतम उन्नत उज्जवल रसम स्वभक्ति श्रियम हरि पुरुष सुंदर दुति कदम्ब संदीप सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरतो सचिनंदन. So may the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost chamber of your heart, resplendent with radiance of molten God. He was appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy. See, he appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy, bestow what no other incarnation ever offered before. The most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love, Radha Krishna conjugal love, pure devotional service. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahabhadanaya. And his teaching is very pure and sublime and super excellence. In another verses also it is stated that that in particular in this age of Kali, Krishna Vannam Tisho Krishnam Sangapangastra Prasadya Jaggahi Sankritana Prayi Jajanti Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to the worship, the incarnation of the Godhead, who constantly sing the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not black, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associate, servant, weapons, confidential companion. So here it is stated that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in a very Channa Avatara, as a devotee, outside as a devotee, but inside he is Krishna. Therefore, the teaching of Lord Chaitanya is very, very important for the devotee who really seriously aspiring to get the love of Godhead, to attain the love of Godhead. So after visiting the temple of the Lord, accepted prasadam, food offered to deity at the house of Deccanist Southern Brahmana with whom he was acquainted. So here one point is there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, usually Mahaprabhu was a very strict sannyas. He was very strictly following sannyas. So he sannyas, one of the rules of sannyas that they should not cook themselves. So they should take by madhukari, or somebody is inviting, somebody is offering something. So here one Brahmana Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was acquainted, Southern Brahmana. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have selected as a Bengali Brahman, because the Bengali cooking and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Southern cooking is different. Bengali, they use the mustard oil and all. But no, sannyas is sannyas. Whatever they get, they are content. They are content. Therefore, they renounce all the sense gratification. Satnyasa iti sannyasi. They renounce all the process of sense gratification, all sense gratification, for the sake of Sat, means Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called sannyas. While sitting alone at the Brahmana's home, the Lord was visited by Rūpa Gosvāmī and Vallabha. From a distance, the two brothers fell down on the ground and offered obeisances, and they chanted many Sanskrit verses from the scripture. When the Lord saw Rūpa Gosvāmī offering obeisances before him, he became very much pleased and said, "My dear Rūpa, please get up." The Lord then informed Rūpa Gosvāmī of the causeless mercy of Krishna upon him, for Krishna had just delivered him from the materialistic way of life, which is based on simply pound and ceiling pen. So then Rūpa Gosvāmī and Vallabha, they approached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, fell down. That is the way we should be humble, like a stick, dandavat, pranam, prostrated obeisances to the sannyasi. Nowadays, the Vaishnava etiquette is not there. In temple also, nobody maintains that. Nobody, Hare Krishna also many people says also. They cannot say. And many of them, they will, mix with even non-devotees, karmis, but devotees, they do not have that etiquette. They have not been trained properly to say, no, Hare Krishna even. What to speak about Dandavat Pranam? Rūpa Gosvāmī say that one should offer obeisances, how one should behave with other Vaishnavas. Narad Muni say also. Rūpa Gosvāmī say nectar of instruction. That Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a Vaishnava. How to properly behave with other Vaishnava. And also there's the discrimination. Rūpa Gosvāmī has said that if one chant once Hare Krishna also, in the mind you should offer obeisances. What to speak about a devotee, initiated devotee. The devotee do not learn all this Vaishnava etiquette and exhibit themselves as a devotee. Tilak, big kurta, printed kurta, silk sari. What is the use of all these things? You do not know even the basic of basic, this Vaishnava etiquette, how to behave, how to conduct with other Vaishnava. The Lord accepted the two brothers as his devotee, and he cited a verse from the scripture stating that Lord will not accept a Brahmana who has studied 4 Vedas if he is not a devotee, but he will accept someone from a very low family if he is a pure devotee. See, this is a very, very important point. This is stated in these beautiful verses. In 1950, I think. Yeah. Yes. Name bhaktas chaturbedi madbhakta sopacha priya tasmei deyam tatugrayam sucha pujya jathayaham. So Lord Krishna said, even though a person is very learned scholar of the Sanskrit Vedic literature, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is pure in devotional service. Even though a person is born in a family of dog eater, he is very dear to me if he is pure devotee who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activities or mental speculation. Indeed, all respect should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted. Such devotee are worshipable as I am. See, Krishna is categorically said. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is Krishna. He quoted this verse to Rūpa Gosvāmī. Rūpa Gosvāmī and Sanatana Gosvāmī, they are very humble personified. They are glorious character. They are so much humble, prostrated obeisances. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted because they know the purity, pure devotional service, sincerity of this. Sanatana Gosvāmī also said same thing. When he came to meet in Banaras, after this, Lord went to Banaras. And Sanatana Gosvāmī left, somehow somehow run away from the jail by bribing this superintendent, and he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Banaras. And that time he was feeling, don't touch me, my Lord, don't touch me. I am so much fallen. So much humility. But Mahaprabhu embraced him. He told, by embracing him, I am purified now. Beautiful verses is there in 20. We will read in the next session when teaching to Sanatana Gosvāmī. And he also quoted these verses. Name bhaktas chaturbedi. So Lord will not see who is chaturbedi, who is great talent, intelligent. No, he will see pure devotee. Lord is attracted. Krishna bhakti akarsani. He is attracted by the bhakti, not by big learned things. No. Big chaturbedi, all these things. Bahunamam janmanmante jnanavan mam prapanyante. Bahunam janman jnani. Otherwise, Krishna says bhaktya mamam. Bhakti priya. Na sadhayati mam yoga. There's a beautiful verses is there. Krishna say here to Uddhava, na sadhayati mam yogo, na sankyam dharma uddhava, na sodhaya tapastaka jatha bhaktir mamodita. Krishna say here, my dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me by my devotee, bring me under their control. I cannot be thus controlled by those who engage in mystic yoga, sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation. Vedic study, Sodhaya, Chaturvedi, Trivedi, all this. Lord do not care for this. Lord Shiv Bhakta. There's so many beautiful verses from Prahlad Maharaj 779. And Lord will not see all the material qualification. Lord will see the pure devotion. Jatha Gajendra. Gajendra, what kind of qualification he has got? What kind of Vedic study? But Lord accepted him. Lord is pleased by his devotional service. Because Bhakta tu tasya Bhagavana. Bhakti will satisfy or please the Lord. No other things will be pleased. Bhakta tu tasya. So there is a beautiful verses by Prahlad Maharaj. It is stated that Bhakta tu tasya Bhagavana. Bhaktya tutosya bhagavana gaja dathapaya. So Lord is not pleased by all this all qualification, your Vedic study, education, influence, so many material qualification. But however, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Gajendra did that. Thus the Lord was satisfied with him. There is another verses is there. It is stated that these verses, beautiful verses. Rūpa Gosvāmī only quoted these verses. One sec, this verse is this verse, very nice verses. Same Rūpa Gosvāmī has quoted this verse. Yes. Badhasya archanam durbasya cha baya vidya gajendrisya ka. So this is beautiful verses. Where were the hunters' dharma's piety, Durbas maturity, Gajendra's knowledge? Where was the Kubja's beauty? Where was the Sudama's wealth? Where was the Vidura's noble path? Where was the Urgas and Chaiwala's strength? Lord Madhava is pleased only by devotional service, not by material qualification. So Rūpa Gosvāmī has quoted in his Padyavali these beautiful verses. So here we can see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embracing this both Rūpa Gosvāmī and his younger brother Ballabha, and he's quoting these verses that he will accept someone from a very low family if he is a pure devotee. Because Rūpa Gosvāmī, they were ostracized, although they were very high-class Brahmana family, Saraswat community, because they were employed. So they have employed by Husensa, who is a beefeater, regular beefeater. By association, they become low. There are two kinds of meat eater in there. There's a verse, there's a two kinds of meat eater. One is who is eating meat and one who is associating with meat eater. They are also meat eater. So the Rūpa Gosvāmī, Sanatana Gosvāmī, they are thinking they are very javanas, lecture. So they fear to approach, fear that they will not be accepted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in a distant place, they are offering obeisances with utmost humility, prostrated obeisances. But Mahaprabhu understood their heart, the purity, so he accepted them. Then the Lord embraced the two brothers, and out of his causeless mercy, he touched their heads with his lotus feet. Blessed in his way, the brothers offered a prayers to the Lord in their own words. The prayers indicated that Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, that he had assumed the fair complexion from Gauranga, and that he was the most munificent incarnation of Krishna because he was distributing the love of Krishna. The Rūpa Gosvāmī also recited the verse later found in the book of Govinda Lila Amrita. See, the Rūpa Gosvāmī is so good. So he very nicely, Nama Mahabadane Krishna Prema Padate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namini Guru Krishna Namana. He recited this pranam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also another Govinda Lila, another verses he has quoted, another verses he quoted. Let me surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the greatest and most merciful personality of Godhead. He delivered those who are merged into ignorance, and offers them the highest gift, love of Krishna, thus makes them mad after Krishna consciousness. See? So beautifully he has quoted. Therefore, Rūpa Gosvāmī is called Caitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jana Bhutale. Every time we read, but we do not understand why so many acharyas there. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Why Rūpa Gosvāmī only? Only Rūpa Gosvāmī understand the internal desire of the Lord. Because this teaching is very important. This teaching means he empowered by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand the internal desire of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, Rūpa Gosvāmī, understanding this Krishna Tattva, whatever the important devotional things about the Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, he has compiled so many books so that conditioned soul will take the advantages. Before Rūpa Gosvāmī, there was no acharya, there nowhere the definition of bhakti was so accurate and so clear and so concise. Anya Virasita Sunyam Gana Karmadi Anarvitam Anukulyana Krishnanushilanam Bhakti Ruttam. Nobody has given. Also some definition of given by Pancharatra Narada Muni in Narada Pancharatra, that what is that verse? Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tat Prasadina Nirmalam Husikena Husikesha Sepanam Bhakti Ruttam. And also there is one verses from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srimad Bhagavatam. But nobody has given this concrete, substantial, tangible definition of bhakti than Rūpa Gosvāmī. Therefore, we are called Rūpanuga. We are follower of Rūpa Gosvāmī. He knows the internal desire of things. He understood the real bhakti tattva taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he is distributing that bhakti tattva by his books. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a very magnum opus, brilliant book. Ujjala Nilamani, Lalita Madhava, Vidagdha Madhava. So many books, nectar of instruction. Is giving this essence of everything, Bhakti Tattva, Krishna Tattva, Rasa Tattva, everything. After learning from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the road maps, pointer that you go and write. The philosophy, a tattva about Krishna, about Bhakti, about Rasa Tattva, mellows. And Rūpa Gosvāmī has very elaborately, very comprehensively compiled the books. And Jiva Gosvāmī has written all these books based on that. He has written Gopal Champu based on the teaching of Rūpa Gosvāmī. Santa Sandarbha also Jiva Gosvāmī compiled based on the teaching of Rūpa Gosvāmī. And Srimad Bhagavatam, Tikka commentary, the commentary on Nectar of Devotion, all the things he has written. He has compiled Jiva Gosvāmī based on the teaching. Even the best of Rūpanuga is Raghunath Das Goswami. He has also, whatever the books he has written based on the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rūpa Gosvāmī. Sanatana Goswami also is praying to Rūpa Gosvāmī, although he is the elder brother. See how much important, how much how much important the highest gift. He has given the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given the highest gift. The love of Krishna. Bhakti Tattva. So after this incident, Vallabha Bhatt invited the Lord to go to other side of the Ganges, and Lord went. And on this trip, Rūpa Gosvāmī accompanied the Lord, and indeed, wherever Lord went, Rūpa Gosvāmī would follow him, stay with him. Because the Lord felt inconvenience in crowded place, he asked Rūpa Gosvāmī to accompany him to the places on the bank of Ganges known as the Samedha Ghat. For 10 days, he instructed Rūpa Gosvāmī about the truth of Krishna, principle of devotional service and transcendental mellows. See? So Lord met him the other side of the Ganges called the Samedha Ghata. The Samedha Ghata means horse. There is a 10 horse sacrifice. So that particular places, he taught to Rūpa Gosvāmī for 10 days about three things. One is Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva. And on that base of preaching, Rupa Goswami compiled the book Rasamrita Sindhu. Rasamrita Sindhu. So all these things, all this ocean of knowledge, ocean of bhakti. Bhakti is like ocean. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling later on that how it is ocean, and I am giving you a drop. So everything has been just like Krishna has imparted the Vedic knowledge in the heart of Brahma. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has imparted this Bhakti Tattva, Krishna Tattva, and Rasa Tattva in the heart of Rupa Goswami. In the heart of Rupa Goswami. We cannot find in Golok everywhere. In the heart of Rupa Goswami we can find. Therefore, Prabhupada is writing, Narottam Das Thakur is writing that Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jana Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamam Dadati Sapadantikam. I want to take shelter of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoi Vyakuti Kabe Hama Bujhava Jogala Pirati. All this was described full detail in this detail so that in future Rupa Goswami could distribute the science of Krishna in his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Srila Rupa Goswami described this incident in the first verse of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in which the speakers causeless mercy of the Lord upon him. We will, after this teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is a 24th chapter, we will go to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, nectar of devotion. The very first thing he was doing Mangalarchan. I have the verse also. So he invoked the Mangalarchan by offering prayer to the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Supreme Lord is cognizant, all-powerful. By his causeless mercy, he empowers a living entity to receive his mercy. People in general, being under the spell of conditioned life, are averse to rendering service and practicing Krishna consciousness. They are unaware of the teaching of Krishna consciousness, which reveals one's eternal relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the process by which we can return to the spiritual world, and the ultimate goal of life, which is to return home back to Godhead. Because these things are unknown to the conditioned soul, Lord Chaitanya, out of his causeless mercy, instructed Rupa Goswami in the principle of devotional service. Later, Rupa Goswami distributed the science to people in general. So this is very important point. This Chaitanya Maha, three things. This conditioned soul, when we turn away from Krishna, we have been caught by Maya. Krishna bahir mukha jiva bhagavancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapatiya dhare. So when you turn away from Krishna, we are now caught by Maya. Maya has two functions. Avaratmika, Prathyatmika. Avaratmika means is cover our knowledge. Ignorance. We become ignorance of our constitutional position. What is the purpose of life? What is the ultimate goal of life? We are ignorance. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching to Rupa Goswami what is called Sambandha Jnana. The Vedas deals with three subject matter. Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojana. Sambandha means relationship. We do not know what is our relationship with the Lord. What is our constitutional position as spirit soul and a part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. That relationship has been now disconnected or dormant. Because we have turned away from the Lord and Maya covered our knowledge. And second thing is that the relationship, relative function, that means devotional service, the process of devotional service by which we can approach to Krishna, approach to God. That is called Abhidaya. Because now we know the relationship with Lord, then only we can start the relative function, or our activities will be according to that relationship. And final called Prayojana, ultimate goal of life is to go back to Godhead. That is the ultimate goal of life. So these three things, by causeless mercy, instructed to Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami distributed the science to people in general. Without knowing these three things, we cannot be delivered from this material nescience, material existence, nescience of material existence. So that is the causeless mercy of the Caitanya Mahaprabhu. In the prologue to the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami described the Chaitanya as follows. The Prabhupada has given everything, Hridajasya preranaya pravittaham Barakarupapi tasya hare padakamalam bande Chaitanya devasya. I offer my obeisance unto the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Dev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he has inspired me with the desire in my heart to write something about devotional service. For this reason, I am writing this book on the science of devotion known as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which Prabhupada has compiled as a nectar of devotion, translated a nectar of devotion. Beginning his 10 days continual instruction to Rūpa Gosvāmī, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Rūpa, the science of devotional service is just like a great ocean. So it is not possible to show you its entire length and breadth. But I shall try to explain the nature of that ocean by taking just one drop out of it. In this way, you can taste it and understand what the ocean of devotional service actually is." So this is a very beautiful verses in 19th chapter. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that Parapara Sunya Gavira Bhakti Rasa Sindhu Tomaya Chakhaite Tarakahi Ekavindu. The ocean of transcendental smell of devotional service is so big that no one can estimate its length and breadth. However, just to help you taste it, I am describing but one drop. See, one drop is so much. Whatever, because Lord is unlimited. And devotional service to the Lord is unlimited. Therefore, Prabhupada says we should not be proud of our service. What service we can offer to the Lord? By His causeless mercy, Lord has appeared in different form, deity form, book form, so that we can approach to the Lord by rendering service. Otherwise, Lord is unlimited. What service? Our service is limited. We are limited. How can we serve the Lord? But this is the causeless of mercy. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also saying this is a causeless mercy. He's telling that it's a big bhakti rasa, bhakti tattva is so big like ocean. Ocean has got some limitation. It has no limitation of bhakti. Bhakti tattva has no limitation. Devotional service to the Lord, no limitation. So I am giving the drop from that ocean. That drop become Rasamrita, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Lord then explained that within the Brahmanda or universe, there are innumerable living entities who, according to their own fruitive activity, are transmigrating from the species of life to another, from planet to another. In this way, their engagement material existence is continuous in time immemorial. See, this is very important. So, there are innumerable living entities in this material world. Material world is a 1/4 creation of the Lord. And Ekamsena Sthita Jagat. Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita 10:42, that Ekamsena Sthita Jagat. The 1/4 is the material creation and 3/4 is spiritual creation. In 1/4 of this creation, there are so many conditions of living entity. They have turned away from the Lord, just like a prison house. In prison house, very few citizens are imprisoned on account of transgressing the law of the land. Similarly, in this material world, few living entities. That also constitutes the 1/4 of living entity of whole creation. That is also millions, billions, trillions of living entities. They have turned away from the Lord, imprisoned in this material world. And they are suffering from one species to another species, transmigrating from one body to another body on account of their karma. Asitim chaturas chaiva lakkanatan jiva jatisu. 8.4 billion species of life transmigrating punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jastare. According to their karma, they are getting yam yam bapi smaranam tajjantanta kalavara. According to their karma, they are getting all these different species of life. So this is also stated in this beautiful verses, of course, 429-29, that covered by the mode of ignorance in the material nature. Living entity is sometimes a male, sometimes a female, sometimes a inert, sometimes a human being, sometimes a demigod, sometimes a bat, animal, so on. In this way, he is wandering within the material world. The symptoms of different types of bodies brought about his activity under the influence of modes of material nature, modes of nature. So this is the thing, how we have been transmigrating after being imprisoned, turned away from the Lord. That is the biggest mistake we have done. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining very, very from the grassroots. So, and in actuality, the living entity are atomic part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit. It is said in Satatra Upanishad that length and breadth of the individual soul is 1 of 10,000 part of the tip of the hair. So, in actuality, Krishna says, Mamayansa Jiva Loko Jiva Bhutta Sanatana. We are Sanatana. We are part and parcel of the Lord. But we have a tendency to turn away from the Lord, turn away from the service of the Lord. As a result, we have been awarded this body. We have been engaged in this subtle and gross body. That creates all the problem of birth, death, disease, old age, transmigrating from one species to another species. But in actuality, our constitutional position is spirit, soul, and part and parcel of the Lord. And our size is that 1 divided by 10,000 part of the tip of the hair. That is so small, the soul. But it is so powerful. That small soul will make our whole body conscious. Avinashistu tad vidhi jena sarvam, jena sarvam idam tatam. Avinashistu tad, that which is pervading everywhere, the consciousness. Small one, so powerful, it makes us active, conscious. The atomic magnitude of the living entity is confirmed in the 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam 11:16-11 and the 10th canto 10:87-30. The Sanatana Kumara, while performing great sacrifice, quote the following statement by the personified Veda. O Supreme Truth, if the living entity were not infinite small spark of the Supreme Spirit, each minute spark would be all-pervading, could not be controlled by a superior power. See, very important. Sometimes Mayavadi say that we are same as Krishna. We are same as God. But coming under the modes of nature, we have forgotten. That is not the thing. Actually, we can never be small. Here it is stated in Bhagavatam that if we are same as the Lord, why we cannot all pervading? You should be all pervading, like Lord is all pervading. Sarvasya Prabhava. We are not all pervading. We are limited to our body. I know my body. I not all pervading to the all. So the soul is not all pervading, but spirit soul is spiritual soul, super soul is all pervading. So therefore could not be controlled by superior power. If I'm all pervading, why I can be controlled by the supreme power? But now I am controlled. Therefore, the spirit soul and super soul cannot be equal. Spirit soul is a minute spark of just like a drop of the ocean and ocean. Qualitatively they are same, but quantitatively there is a difference. But if the living entity is accepted as a minute part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one can automatically understand how he is controlled by supreme power. The latter is actually constitutional. The latter is his constitutional position. If he remains in that position, he can attain full freedom. That is the thing. Mukti means mukti hitva anyatha swarupena vyavasista. Mukti means when we reinstate our constitutional position in the spirit soul, that is called mukti. We will be free from the material existence. Simply understanding that when we reinstate position, I am this constitutional, I am the spirit soul. So we do not know that. Jivera Swarupohe Nitya Krishnera Dasa. See, it is stated in these beautiful verses, 2108, I think. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also spoke to the Sanatana, his brother Sanatana Gosvāmī, almost the same thing. So here it is said that Jivera Swarupa hoye Krishna Nityara Dasa Veda Aveda Prakasa Suryam Sa Kirana Yahi Agni Jwala Chaye Swabhavik Krishna Tini Jivera Swarupa hoye Krishna Nitya Dasa Krishna Tatastha Sakti Veda Aveda Prakasa. So here it is stated that is the living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna because his marginal energy of the Krishna. Krishna has got 3 energy. Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, Maya Shakti. We are Jiva Shakti called marginal. Chit Shakti called internal potency and this Maya Shakti called external energy. So we are marginal because sometimes we are with Krishna, sometimes without Krishna. Then sometimes we are under the control of the Krishna. I mean, under the spiritual atmosphere, sometimes we are material atmosphere. So we have a tendency. So when we are under the material atmosphere, we are now conditioned. and we are now transmigrating from one body to another body. We are awarded a body, and we have been fall into this prison house of material world. In this way, we are suffering. But when we reinstate our constitutional position as spirit soul, that time we will be under the spiritual nature, under the spiritual atmosphere. That time we are free. We are not conditioned. We are not conditioned to death. We are not conditioned to birth. We are not conditioned to disease. We are not conditioned to transmigrating from one body to another body. We are not conditioned to awarded material body. We will have our spiritual body, which is free from all kind of anxiety and miserable things. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is continuing that he can attain full freedom. If one mistakenly consider his constitutional position equal to that of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes contaminated by doctrine of non-duality, and his effort in transcendental life are rendered ineffective. That is Mayavadi. They want to merge with Krishna. They want to be equal with Krishna. That is not possible. Then he will fall down. He will fall down. This is stated also. This Mayavadi is stated that they want to merge. They are thinking that now I am Mukta. Om Namo Narayana. I am become Narayana. Yanya Ravindaka Vimukta Manina Tayasas Bhavata Vishuddha Buddhaya Arya Kirchana Parampadam Tattva Patanti Adha Nadrita Dismatan Grahya. So this Mayavadi philosopher, type of philosopher, say there are others who are non-devotee but who have accepted the different process of attaining salvation. What happens to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and others demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotee who accept severe austerity penance to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is pure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for the lotus. They're thinking that now I'm Narayana, I'm equal to God. So therefore they fall down. That is the thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Lord Chaitanya continued his teaching by pointing out there are two kinds of living entity, eternally liberated, eternally conditioned. The eternally conditioned living entity can be divided into two types, moving and non-moving. So there are two types of Nitya Baddha, Nitya Mukta. Nitya Mukta they do not come to material world. They are always eternally in spiritual world. But sometimes they come as a representative, as Acharya, pure devotee, or for pastimes. Nitya Baddha, they are eternally bound. Why eternally? From since so many time, since time memorial, they have been transmigrating. Therefore, it is stated eternally they are bound. And those that eternally bound, they are divided into two types, moving and non-moving. Those remain in one place, trees, for example, are classified as Thabara. And a non-moving entity, those that move such a bird, beast are called Jangama, moving entity. The moving entity are further divided into three categories. Those that fly in sky, those swim in the water, those who walk on the land. Out of many millions of trillions of living entity on the land, human beings are very few. Out of small number human beings, most are totally ignorant of the spiritual side. So it is the verses Jalaja Navalakshana. So it is stated here that Jalaja Navalakshana, Stavara Lakshya Vimsati. So there are so many different things. Somebody is marine life, somebody is in tree, plant. In this way, there are categorization. It is stated that this verses that there are so many living entity out of those who are moving, non-moving. In these verses, it is stated here. (19:138). The A Brahmanda were 19:138. In this universe, there are limitless living entity, 8.4 million are wandering within the universe. So here it is stated that Jalaja Navalakshana, Vishnu Purana it says. Stavar Lakhyam Kramaya Rudra Sankaya Pakhinam Dasa Lakhyam Timsal Lakhani Pasava. There are 9 lakhs or 900,000 species living in the water. There are 20 lakhs, 200,000, 20 lakhs non-moving living entity, and such are the trees and plants. There are also 1 lakh species insect reptiles. There are 10 lakh species of bird. As far as quadruped are concerned, there are 30 lakhs, and there are 400,000 is human species. So human species is very, 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 very 5% only of all the things. Only 5% is human. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that out of all the things, most are totally ignorant, because out of this human species, which is very dullabha manusya janma, very, very rare, 5% of all species, 8.4 million species, only human being. And out of that, totally ignorance, most of them totally ignorant, are unclean in their habit, have no faith in existence of Supreme Personality of God. Those are atheist, ignorant, they do not know even, very unclean, aborigine. Hirata, Pundara, so many aborigine people are there. Hundra. In short, most human beings live like animals. Therefore, this can be deducted from the number of human beings that constitute civilized humans. So it is deducted because they are so much uncivilized. Very much uncivilized. So they are deducted. We can hardly find any human being who believe in the Vedic scriptures and existence of the God, even in proper behavior. Those who do believe in this thing in advancing spiritual life is known as Aryans. The Aryans, those who knows the progressive life, who follow the Vedic principle, they are called Aryans. Therefore, Krishna say Anaryan, Anarya Justam. Arjuna, you are not fighting, you do not know the Vedic principle. You do not know progressive life of spiritual life. You do not know spiritual culture, cultivation. As a Kshatriya, you should fight, you should do your duty, but you are now an Arya. So the Aryans, out of those very cultured people, spiritually cultured people, out of those who believe in scripture and advancement of human civilization, there are 2 classes. Out of those Aryans people, there are 2, righteous and unrighteous. Those who are righteous generally execute fruitive activity, derive some good result of sense life. They are called karmi. Out of many such persons who engage in righteous activity for sense gratification, and only a few come to the know about absolute truth. Those are called jnani. This karma yogi, then jnana yogi, empiric philosopher. Then out of many hundred and thousand of such empiric philosophers, only handful actually attain liberation. When one is liberated, he theoretically understands the living entity is not composed of material element, but a spiritual soul. Simply by understanding this doctrine, even theoretically, one qualifies the mukta, liberated soul. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying that there are human being is very, very rare and 5%. Out of that uncivilized and civilized, forget about uncivilized people. Now civilized people also, many of them karma, fruitive activity for sense gratification. And some of them jnani, some of them, out of them very hardly one can get liberation. But out of all the things, very rarely one is mukta. This is stated here that Manushyanam Saharsesu, very, very rare people. Krishna also says that Manushyanam Saharsesu kaschid etati siddhaya, etatam api siddhanam kaschin mam beti tattvaha. So here Krishna says that out of many thousand among men, one may endeavor for perfection. Of those who have active perfection, hardly knows me. There is another verse called Mustinam Avi. So here we can see out of many millions of such wise men may actually become liberated mukti. Out of many millions of such liberated person, a pure devotee of Krishna is very difficult. The beautiful verses he quoted here that Krishna bhakta niskama ateva santa bhukti mukti siddhi kami Akali Asanta, Sakali Asanta. Because devotee of the Lord Krishna is desireless, is peaceful. Putti worker desire material enjoyment, Jnani desire liberation, Yogi desire material opulence. Therefore, they are all lost. They cannot be peaceful. So their category also, this Jnani and all, they are also not so, no advance. Not advanced. They are all having some desire, just like Karmi. He wants some fruit of the result to sense gratify. The Jnani wants to also sense gratification to get liberation and merge with the Supreme Lord. And those who are yogis, they went to Himalaya and they want to get some mystic power. So all of them have got the motive, that motive of sense gratification. But Bhakta is not motivated. He simply wants to desire. Therefore, it is said that Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudullabha prasanna prasatmata kotisu api prasantatma kotisu api mahamuni. So great says, out of many millions of materially liberated people who are free from ignorance, out of many millions of siddhas who have nearly attained perfection, hardly one is pure devotee of Narayana. Only such devotee is actually completely satisfied and peaceful. See, very, very rarity of the bhakta. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that is very rare. But actually, Mukta is who understands his constitutional position as part and parcel of the Lord and his eternal servant. That is the Mukta, actually. Because he knows that I am the spirit soul, I am the part and parcel of the Lord, and I am an eternal servant of the Lord. That is called actually Mukti. Who reinstant, Hitva Annata, Prabhupada said that word, Hitva Annata, Swarupena Vyavasishta. That is called real liberations. So again, he was continuing that. Again, Lord is continuing teaching this to the beautiful verses here. I can show you this. You can remember these verses because this is very important to that. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying? So here in these verses, it is said that hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasita. In the material world, in the bodily concept of life, everyone is working under wrong direction. One becomes Brahmabhuta, spiritually realized, one understands that he is not the body, that working in the bodily concept of life is useless and misdirected. Then his devotional service begins. That is called Hitva Anuta Sarupena Vyavasista. Hitva Anuta Sarupena Vyavasista. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching is the same thing. Krishna Bhakta are free from material desire. That is, I showed you that 19149, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say all others are some sense gratification, some motivation, but Krishna Bhakta desires, no desire. Mama janmani janmani na dhanam na janam sundarim kavitamba jagati sakamaya. Mama janmani sare bhavatat bhakti. They are very important subject matter. Rūpa Gosvāmī, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. Although those who are theoretically liberated by knowing that living entity is not material may be classified among liberated souls, they still have desire. The main desire to become one with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such persons are very much attached to performing Vedic rituals, righteous activity in order to enjoy material prosperity. Even when some of them transcend material enjoyment, they still try to enjoy spiritual world by merging into existence of Supreme Lord. Some of them are desire to attain mystic power, although power through the execution of yoga. As long as any of these desire are within the person's heart, he cannot understand the nature of pure devotional service. And on account of constantly being agitated by such desire, he is not peaceful. Indeed, and as long as there is any desire of material perfection, there is any desire for material perfection at all, one cannot be at peace. Since the devotee of Lord Krishna do not desire anything materially, they are only peaceful person within the world. This is confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Muktinam api siddhanam narayana parayana sudullava prasatmatma koti chopi mahatmana. Oh, great says, out of many millions of liberated person, a person who have achieved the success in mystic yoga, it is very rare to find out, who is completely devoted to Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is therefore filled with peace. So that is why the devotees are full peaceful. Yam labdacha paramalabha. Just like Alexander, he met Prabhupada given a very nice story. Alexander met a yogi and he told, what you want? And the yogi told, you just get away from me because your shadow is falling on me. So I is disturbing me. So he is, what is this? I'm asking you, I'm the emperor of emperor. I'm asking you something. No, I am satisfied. Yam labdacha paramalabha. Krishna says that yam labdacha param. Once I gain, there's nothing to be gained. They are very happy. Highest thing. Just like Rūpa Maharaj. When Lord appeared before him, he was telling, my Lord, Kachan Vichinban, Api Divya Ratnam. I was praying 6 months of austerity. I was praying for you 6 months of austerity, undergoing so much penances, austerity, to get a kingdom more bigger than Brahma, my great grandfather. But after seeing you, I think I was after some broken glasses. But after getting you, or after attaining your devotional service, this is kind of like Divya Ratna, jeweled, bejeweled ornament. Therefore, I am very satisfied. I am content. Itatusmi na baram jache. I do not want any benediction. I am very content, my Lord. So therefore, it is said that the devotees are very desirous of peace. They do not want any material pursuit. That is not devotee. That is motivated devotee. Motivated devotee called Sakama Bhakta. They are not pure devotional service. Niskama Bhakta means Anya Vilasita Sunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanarvatam. There is no jnana, no karma, no mental speculation, no. They do not want to merge into spiritual existence of the Lord. They do not want to seek for any material opulences or fruitive activities. They complete. Their only desire is Mama Janmani Janmanesware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahitititoi. Life after life, life after life, I want to engage in devotional service. They do not want even liberation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching Sikhyastakam. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kama. Mama Janmani Janmani. I do not want to even go back to Godhead. I want wherever I am, either hell or heaven, or either any situation, any circumstances, I want to engage in the service of the Lord. Therefore, they are peaceful. They are not agitated. Lord Chaitanya next explained that of many thousands of millions of living entities wandering in the material world, who by grace of Lord Krishna, the spiritual master, get the seed of devotional service, is very rare and fortunate. So, dear devotees, we should understand that how much we are so fortunate to get the bona fide spiritual master who injected us. Diksha means what? Khepayati, Divya Gana Khepayati. We have injected this transcendental knowledge. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying that very, very rare and fortunate. And after getting such a fortunate position, now if we are complacent, then that is our biggest blunder, Himalayan blunder, gargantuan mistake. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say that Guru Krishna Kripa Pava Bhakti, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavana Jiva, Guru Krishna Kripa Pava Bhakti Lata Bij. So in these verses, the favorite verse of Srila Prabhupada, most quoted. In these verses, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching that Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavana Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bij. According to their karma, all the living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to upper planetary system. Some are going to down to lower planetary system. Out of many millions of wandering living entity, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with bona fide spiritual master. By the grace of Krishna, by the mercy of both Krishna and spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of creeper of devotion. So how much rare? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said they are very rare, fortunate. Out of millions of living entity, one is very rare and fortunate. He will get the mercy of Krishna. By the mercy of Krishna, he will get a bona fide spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada. And by the mercy of spiritual master and Krishna, he will get the seeds of devotional service, means seeds of Krishna consciousness. How much rarity! Krishna consciousness, so fortunate. We are so fortunate we have got this opportunity. Now we should do how? Then further Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, after we get the seed of devotional service, a pious or religious man is generally inclined to worship deity in the various temples. But if by chance even the obeisances and worshipful respect to Lord Vishnu receive the favor of a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord, at that time he acquired the asset of necessary to approach Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is plainly understood from the history of great sage Narada, which is related to Srimad Bhagavatam. By serving the Vaishnava in this previous life, Narada was favored by the devotee of the Lord and become great sage Narada. See, Krishna Bhakti cannot be obtained by our effort, only obtained in the association of devotee. In the association of devotee, we can get Krishna Bhakti. It is stated here that in these beautiful verses, Sanatana Gosvāmī was taught by the Lord Chaitanya. Mahatma Kurpa Vina Kono Karma Bhakti Noy, Krishna Bhakti Dure Ro Sansara Noy Sir. So unless one is favored by pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing Krishna Bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence. So without bhakti, association of devotee, one cannot get this bhakti. There is no chance. Krishna se tomara Krishna dite para. Tomara sakati achi. So you have Krishna. Krishna is sold out to devotees. And only the devotee, they can give us the Krishna. Therefore, here it is said that Krishna se tomara, Bhakti Vinod Thakur is praying. Krishna se tomara Krishna dite para. Tomara, so you have the power to give me Krishna. I have no, I am Kangal, I am beggars, I am bankrupt. I don't have any devotional service. You can give me. That is the way we should receive devotional service. So many verses quoted on this respect. And the example is given like Narada Muni. In Narada Muni, in his previous birth, he was the son of a maid servant. He was the son of a maid servant. So when he was serving them and eating all the prasadam, so he become liberated. See, Narada Muni, in his previous birth, he was a maid servant one. And by the mercy of this so by mercy of the sages, see, the Narada Muni was the son of the maid servant, and the sages during Chaturmasa, they do not go out travel because of raining season. So they stay in one place. They came to this place nearby, and he's the son of a maid servant. So maid servant, his mother was serving them, and when they're serving they are taking the prasadam. So there is a remnant of prasadam is there, and by the permission, he tell only once by their permission, I took the remnant of their food. By so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus being engaged, I become purified in the heart. At that time, the very nature of transcendental become attractive to me. So simply by even eating their prasadam, once even, there is a changes in the heart. So how powerful the devotees are. How powerful devotee. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying here, Prabhupada is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying that how important the devotee association. By devotee association, one can get the bhakti. Vaishnavas are generally very compassionate toward conditioned soul. Without even being invited, devotee will go from door to door, enlighten people, to bring them out of darkness of nescience by imparting knowledge of the living entity, constitutional position of the servant of Lord Krishna. So that is what the sannyasi, they do like. So they go door to door. And people are thinking these are the burden of the earth. Why they do not work? They are not begging actually. They do not go for the livelihood begging. No. They go to enlighten people. They go to enlighten people. Otherwise, there is no need to go. This is stated by these beautiful verses by Nanda Maharaj to Gargamuni. Beautiful verse. Oh my Lord, O great devotee, person like you move from one place to another, not for their own interest, but for the sake of poor-hearted grahastha householder. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another place. No interest. They go door to door, enlighten us about our constitutional position, so that we can mitigate our misery. We can cessation of our misery. For the sake of cessation of our misery. They are very concerned. They are paropakara. They are very magnanimous. Mancha kalpatri vascha kurpa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanabhya vaishnavya vanamanam. To deliver the conditioned soul, fallen conditioned soul, they go from one place to another place. Janasya Krishna Vimukhasya Daibad Adharmasilasa Sudhikitasa Anugrahana Charantinannam Bhutani Vabhyani Janardanasya. These are beautiful verses. O my Lord, great philanthropic soul, travel on the earth on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show the compassion to the fallen soul who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. This is the beautiful verses. So this like Srila Prabhupada, he went to America. What is the need of that? He was very happy. He was staying in Radha Damodar temple. He was very comfortable. He was preaching and he was engaging in Krishna service, writing Bhagavatam. But why there is a need of going in a freighter, in a cargo ship, that up to undergoing 2 heart attack? Because on behalf of Supreme Personality of Godhead, to show compassion fallen soul. Because Lord is very compassionate. Therefore, he says that paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya duskita. So whole his business is dharma sanstapana arthaya paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya duskita. Whole idea of Lord descends to deliver the conditioned soul from this material existence. So similarly, by reviving their relationship, by reviving their Krishna consciousness, similarly, the philanthropic souls, the Acharya, they come on behalf of the Lord, they descend, they also appear. And on behalf of the Lord, they do this business of delivering the conditioned soul, fallen conditioned soul, from this nescience of material existence. Such devotees are empowered by the Lord to distribute the devotional consciousness, Krishna consciousness to people in general. They are known as authorized spiritual master. It is by the mercy of such spiritual master that a conditioned soul get the seeds of devotional service. See, they are empowered by the Lord. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Prachara. Without Krishna Shakti, without empowered by Krishna, nobody can preach. Nobody can deliver the conditioned soul. No. The causeless mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead is first appreciated when one comes in touch with the bona fide spiritual master who can enlighten the conditioned soul, bring him to the highest position of devotional life. Therefore, Lord Caitanya said that by the mercy of spiritual master, one can achieve the causeless mercy of the Lord. By the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can attain the mercy of bona fide spiritual master. See, very nice. Jasya prasada bhagavad prasada. Jasya prasada nagati kutapi. By the mercy of spiritual master, one can get mercy of Krishna. And by the mercy of Krishna, one can get the Krishna. So that is very much mutual. You know. And thus, by the mercy of spiritual master and Krishna, one receives the seed of devotional service. Then one has to sow the seed in the field of his heart, just as a gardener sows the seed of a valuable tree. After sowing this seed, one has to water it by chanting, hearing the holy name of Supreme Lord, by taking part in discussion about the science of devotional service in a society of pure devotee. That is very important. Simply after initiation, we are thinking so complacent, oh, I am going back to Godhead. No. Initiation means you have implanted the seed of devotional service in your heart, but The seed has to be fructified and penetrate the material world and go back to Godhead. That is the ultimate goal of life. And for that, the seed has to be fructified and nourished. We have to water it, and the watering process called hearing and chanting. Therefore, devotees are complacent. They want to remain stagnated because they do not hear sufficiently. Without hearing and chanting sufficiently, one cannot make these seeds of devotional service grow freely, flourishingly. Try to understand, devotee. If you are not hearing, that means you are not watering the seed. How it will grow, how it will flourish, how it will fructify and penetrate the material condition. Therefore, sadhana bhakti does not mean that I am service. Sadhana bhakti with a goal. Sadhana bhakti means there is a goal to go back to Godhead. No, simply I am very happy coming to temple, offering some service, taking prasadam. But what about your plan for going back to Godhead? That is stated by the, very nice, that is stated by the, by who? Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj prayer, very nice. Purport, I will go to the purport where Prabhupada has very nicely. From this statement by Dhruva Maharaj, it is clear that unless one is associated with devotees, devotional service does not mature. It does not become distinct from material activity. So here it is said that Prabhupada says, a Mayavadi philosopher may question us, you may be very happy in the association of devotee. What is your plan for crossing the ocean of material existence? Dhruva Maharaj's answer is that it is not very difficult. He clearly says that this ocean can be crossed very easily if one simply becomes mad to hear the glories of the Lord. Bhagavat Guna Katha. For anyone who persistently engages in hearing the topics of the Lord from Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and Caitanya Charitamrita, who is actually addicted to this process, just as one becomes addicted to the intoxicant, it is very easy to cross the sands of material existence. See? Bang on Dhruva Maharaj praying Prabhupada writing purport. Simply you are getting initiated by a bona fide spiritual master is not sufficient. It's just you have planted the seed in the heart, but you have to watering process by hearing and chanting regularly. Persistently engage. Prabhupada writing persistently engage. Where we are. So persistently engage in this way. So here, devotional in society of pure devotee. When the plant of devotional service sprout and from the seed of devotion, it begins to grow freely. When it is fully grown, it surpasses the length and breadth of this universe, enters the transcendental atmosphere of the spiritual world, where everything is bathed in the effulgence of Brahmajyoti. The plant penetrates even Brahmajyoti, gradually enters the plant known as Goloka Vrindavan. See, this is very important. First of all, you have to water it, and also there is unwanted creepers grows along with the plant of devotional service. That is anartha. What anartha? Diplomacy, kuttaniti, politics. Neophytes are on. Neophytes means new fights. Every day new fight, because every day new politics, new diplomacy, new hypocrisy. Outside something, inside something. Therefore, very dangerous to have association with neophytes. I love to associate with the advanced devotee from different organizations than the neophytes of same organization. Because what is the use of that? This anartha nirviti, this anartha, they will stumbling blocks for advancement. Therefore, it is stated that we should always associate with the advanced devotee who is free from all this kuttaniti, diplomacy, politics. Otherwise, our devotional creeper will not grow, because unwanted will stop our growth. Then, when it is free from anartha and watering process, persistently hearing, chanting going on, it will grow, penetrate this material world. Brahmajyoti, from Brahmajyoti also it will go to all highest planet, Yad Gatta Nanirbhantate, topmost planet called Goloka Vrindavan. And there the plant takes shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitama visame bhavam ambado kurpaya tava kurpaya tava kurpa. What is that? Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitame visame ambado kurpaya tava pada dhuli sadisram vinchita. So I have to go to the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the highest shelter. Please consider, somehow or another I have fallen. Please pick me up and place me at the lotus feet. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patita me visame bhavambado. This bhavambado means ocean of material existence. Somehow I have fallen down in this ocean of, please pick me up and place me at your lotus feet. That is the ultimate goal of devotional service. That is called prayojan, ultimate goal. After attaining this position, the plant produces fruit of love of Godhead. Then this love of Godhead. To taste this fruit, however, it is necessary for the devotee or transcendental gardener to water the plant daily by chanting and hearing. Unless one waters the plant by chanting and hearing, there is every chance that it will dry up. See, Prabhupada has given very categorically. If you are not hearing and chanting, it will dry up your. We have seen that many devotees after initiation, 10 years, 15 years, stagnated their devotional service. Simply because of one cause, without hearing and chanting. Why? Because association is very bad. We should association with advanced devotee, and in association they should read Prabhupada's books, hear, chant. Then only we can grow and flourish in devotional service. Lord Chaitanya pointed out that Rūpa Gosvāmī, there was another danger to encounter while watering the root of devotional plant. After a plant is grown somewhat, an animal may come and either eat and destroy it. When the green leaves of plant are eaten by some animals, plant generally dies. Thus, one has to take precautions so that plant of devotional service is not disturbed by the animal, which represent offenses. More dangerous animal is mad elephant. If a mad elephant enters the garden, causes tremendous damage to plant. An offense to the pure devotee of the Lord is called Vaishnava Aparadha, the mad elephant offense. It's very important. So sometimes we are growing, but animal come and take our plant. Similarly, there are offenses of chanting, and different offenses of chanting, Seva Aparadha, Nama Aparadha, Dhama Aparadha, Vaishnava Aparadha. The Vaishnava Aparadha is very, very high, mad elephant. If you offend a pure devotee, that is means all our devotional service, root planted in the root, along with root, it will be uprooted. It will be taken away. That is most dangerous thing than anybody else, anything else. It will create a havoc and stop one's advancement. Thus, one has to defend the plant of bhakti by fencing it up properly and taking care not to offend pure devotee. Then the plant of devotional service will properly protect it. Very important not to. Ordinarily, devotee you should not offend. Only we should teach them, instruct them, our junior. Like, what is that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narada Muni said that how we can deal with all the devotee. He told a very nice verse that those who are younger to us, we should teach them. Those who are contemporary, we should, what we should do? We should behave like friendly. One who is senior to us, advanced, we should offer obeisance. That is the way we should not offend to others. How to deal with friendly. Deal with other Vaishnava, deal with others. That is this teaching by, this is the teaching of Narada Muni to Dhruva Maharaj. In 4th chapter, he was telling these very important things. An offense to a pure devotee is one of the 10 offenses against the holy name. First offense is to blaspheme the great devotee who have tried to spread the glories of the holy name all over the world. The greatest offender at the feet of holy name is the rascal who is envious of such devotee. The holy name of Krishna is not different from Krishna. Lord Krishna cannot tolerate offenses against a pure devotee. Following the order of his spiritual master is spreading the holy name all over the world. The second offense is to deny that Lord Vishnu is the absolute truth. Since there is no difference between Lord and his name, quality, form, pastime, activity, one who sees the difference is considered an offender. Lord is being supreme, no one is equal or greater than him. Consequently, one thinks the name of some demigod is equal to Lord's name is an offender. The Supreme Lord and the demigod should never be considered on the same level. So first of all, pure devotee who have dedicated their life spreading the holy name of the Lord, if you offend them, that is offense to the Lord. Lord will never tolerate. Lord, if you offend the Lord, Lord is forgiving. But if you offend a pure devotee, then Lord never forgives. Just like Ambrish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni offended the Ambrish Maharaj out of envious. What happened? The Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra is chasing the Durvasa. He went to so many places, Brahma, Lord Shiva. He came to even Vishnu, but Vishnu said, I cannot protect you because I am under the control of my devotee. You can offend me. Virgu offended the somehow, not for the sake of offending, but somehow or another, he is offended and put his feet on the chest of the Lord. Lord forgiven. But once he offended, but in the case of Durvasa, he told, I cannot protect you because you have offended my devotee. Only devotee can forgive you if he wants. I cannot protect, even though it is my weapon, Sudarshan Chakra, but I cannot, I am under the control of my devotee. So we should learn that how it is a very great offense if we, it's great danger to offend a pure devotee. And second one is thinking that name of the Lord is same as name of the demigod. No, name of the Lord is highest. Lord is absolute truth. Mataha paratram nanyan kunchitasti dhananjaya. Nobody is greater than the Lord. Nobody even equal to God. Na samasta adhikasta drishyate. Nobody can be equal and above the Lord. So the name of the demigod cannot be equal to the name of the God because name is non-different from the Lord. Avinattu nama namina. Nama chintamani Krishna sa Caitanya rasa vigraha. Mukta nitya suddha, nitya mukta siddha, nitya mukta punna suddha, avinattu nama namina. Lord name and Lord non-different. So we should not compare the name of the Lord with name of the demigod. Third offense is to consider the bona fide spiritual master to be a common man. The fourth offense is to blaspheme the Vedic. Sometimes we say spiritual master is a common man like ordinary. No. Krishna said that Mam Vijaniyan, Acharya Mam Vijaniyan. Acharya is non-different from me. 11:19:29. Krishna said that Acharyas are non-different. So we should not take the Acharyas, spiritual master, are an ordinary man or common man. The fourth offense to blaspheme the Vedic literature, Vedas such as corollary Puranas. This is very offensive. Vedas are Sabda Brahma, is the sound incarnation of the Lord. If you blaspheme the Vedic literature means blaspheming the Lord. It's very offensive. The sound in Sabda Brahma, the sound incarnation of the Lord. The fifth offense is to be considered glories of the holy name to be exaggeration. That is offenses because holy name is so powerful. Namanamakari bahuda nija sarva shakti tatrapita niyamita smaranena kala. Lord has deposited all his spiritual magnificence and potence in the holy name. So if you think that it is exaggerate, no. The sixth offense is to imagine perverted meaning of holy name. No, holy name has no only one meaning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare means energy of the Lord, internal potency, or Radharani. So to pray the Radharani and the name of Krishna is reservoir of pleasure. All attractive. Krishna means all attractive. Ram means reservoir of pleasure. So the whole idea is that addressing to the energy of the Lord, internal potency, Radharani, oh all attractive Krishna, oh reservoir of pleasure, Ram, please engage me in your service. That is whole meaning of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Anything other interpretation is offense also. The seventh offense is commit sinful activity on the strength of chanting holy name. So holy name of chanting Hare Krishna and doing some commit sinful activities so that it will nullify. No, that is offense also. It is understood that by chanting the holy name one is freed from sinful reaction. But this does not mean that one should perversely perversely act sinfully on the strength of chanting. No. Although it will nullify, but you should not do that deliberately. That is the greatest offense. The eighth offense is to equate chanting the holy name with religious rituals. Equate chanting the holy name with religious rituals, austerity, renunciation, sacrificial performance. Chanting the holy name is as good as associating the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas this pious activity are a means of approaching the Supreme Lord. They can also be performed for some material reason. So this is a very important point. Chanting not equal to all the things. Chanting means as soon as you chant means you are associating with the Lord, because Lord is absolute. His name and He Himself is non-different. As soon as we chant Hare Krishna, we are associating with the Lord. But other processes approaching the Lord, sometimes it is either spiritual objective or material objective. Therefore, we cannot equate the offense. We equate this, them chanting the holy name. The ninth offense is to preach the glories of the holy name to a faithless, holy name of God to a faithless person. Because faithless person is envious. If you tell, he will be more and more offensive to the Lord. So better to avoid them. The 10th and last offense is to maintain material attachment even after hearing chanting holy name of the Lord. The idea is that by chanting the holy name without offense, one is elevated to liberated platform, where one is freed from the material attachment. Thus, if one chants the holy name and still has a material attachment, he is committing offense. Because whole idea to liberate, get out from the material attachment. Chanting, the purpose of chanting to get out from the material attachment. But after chanting also you are maintaining material attachment. It is 10th offense. Neophytes are simply, I want business, I want my wife, my children, my everything, my business, my investment, my job. At the same time, I want Krishna, I want to chant. This is all offenses also. There are still other factors which can distribute the plant of devotional service. As the plant grows, we need material desire may also grow. When a person advances in devotional service, it is natural that many persons will come to him requesting to become disciple, will offer him some material gains. If one is attracted by a large number of disciples offering material convenience, forget his duty as a bona fide spiritual master, growth of the plant will be impeded. See, that is also dangerous. When you are become so popular, crowded, you want disciple, I want disciple because I'm so popular, I'm become bona fide. So in this way, I'm become so pure devotee. So in this way, we will fall down. Many of the devotees also fall down. Many of the guru have fall down in ISKCON also. This is the result of this. Simply by taking advantages of material convenience, one may become addicted to enjoying material comfort. Other impediments are to desire liberation, material name, fame, discharging devotional services, to neglect prohibition. These prohibitions are mentioned in one authorized scripture. One should not indulge in illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, eating meat. Indeed, one should not eat anything other than Krishna prasadam, food offered to Krishna. These are restrictions for who is attempting to advance in devotional service. If one does not follow this principle strictly, there will be a severe disturbance in the discharge of devotional service. Very, very important. This regulative principle is meant to advance us, because at present we do not have attachment for Krishna. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Sakta Manapartha Yogam Indu Madasra. You develop the attachment for me, then you can execute devotional service. But that attachment will come when we are following strictly the regulative principle. So regulative principles are meant for our purification, for our attachment, to develop that attachment, for our advancement. If one is not particularly careful by watering the plant of devotional service, one will instead nourish the weeds described above, which will then grow luxuriantly and hamper one's progress. The idea is that when one waters a garden, not only does the described desired plant grow rapidly, but unwanted plant grow also. If the gardener does not see these weeds, cut them down, they will overcome and choke the plant of devotion. It is thus duty of the neophyte to cut down all the weeds that may grow by the watering process of devotional. That is very important. Along with this devotional things, devotional plant, Bhaktilata, Beej, the seed, another plant also grows. That is called anartha, unwanted things. If we are not cutting down the unwanted things, that will hamper. Therefore, all the unwanted things like offenses in holy name of the Lord, offending to the devotees, and also chanting the stipulated round, 4 regulative principles, and all these politics, kuttaniti, diplomacy, everything that has to be completely cut down. Then the plant of devotion will grow luxuriantly, reach the ultimate goal, Goloka Vrindavan. When the living entity engaged in devotional service releases the fruit of love of Godhead, he forgets all religious ritual aimed at improving economic conditions He no longer desired to satisfy his senses. He no longer desired to become one with Supreme Lord by merging into effusion. That time he is only Mama Janmani Janmani Sore Bhavatat Bhakti Ahipikita. He do not want any kind of fruitive things, any kind of result, any kind of material opulences, any kind of merging into the Mayavadi, merging into the spiritual existence. No, he do not want any all other things. He want only engage in the service of the Lord. There are many there are many verses are there. Prithu Maharaj, we can see Brittasur, Durba Maharaj, all they are so nice. Prahlad Maharaj, nicely praying. I do not want anything. I want only engage in devotional service. Only opportunity to engage in devotional service. I will show one verses 499. Durba Maharaj is speaking here that person who worship you simply for sense gratification of this back skin are certainly influenced by your illusory energy. In spite of having you, who are like a desire tree, are the cause of liberation from birth, death, birth and death. Foolish persons such as me desire benediction, you for sense gratification, which is available even for those who live in hellish condition. So here, he do not ask anything. He is telling that these people who are after getting you ask for sense gratification very foolish. Therefore, only thing they are asking opportunity to associate with, opportunity to serve Lord. That is the only thing. I think one verse is there by Brittasur. Brittasur spoke very nice verses. Brittasur spoke very nicely, one verse. Yes. He told that I do not desire to master of powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. See, this is the same thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking here. Here it is saying that there are many. Here it is saying that devotee have no desire to become one with Supreme Lord or wants any desire, material desire to satisfy the sense. The many practice leading to spiritual knowledge, transcendental bliss, including ritualistic sacrifice recommended in Veda, the execution of austerity, pious duty, and the practice of mystic yoga. These all award different result to their performer, but all these reward appear to glitter only as long as one is not elevated to transcendental loving service of the Lord. See, all other things are very glittering, but one got the bhakti, then we will have a distaste of all the things. That is also stated in these beautiful verses. Very nice verses quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Yeah, in these verses it is stated that as long as there is not a slightest fragrance of pure love of Krishna, which is perfect medicinal herb for controlling Lord Krishna within the heart, the opulence of material perfection known as Siddhi is Brahminical perfection, Satya, Sama, Titika, and so on, the trance of Yogi, monistic bliss of Brahman, all seems wonderful for man. See, once you get the bhakti, then all other things will fade away. You will be detest. What is this? Very insignificant. Love of God is dormant in everyone. It can be awakened from the dormant position by execution of pure devotional service. Just as a person bitten by serpent and fallen unconscious can be revived by smelling ammonia. It's the same thing, like very nice example. A person who is bitten by snake and unconscious by reviving smelling ammonia, similarly by hearing process or by engaging in devotional service, beginning from the hearing and chanting, one can revive the devotional service. Everybody has got Nitya Suddha Krishna Prema Sadhu Kabyanaya Sravanadi Suddha Chitte Karyatva. In 22.107 Madhya, so Lord Chaitanya is teaching to Sanatana Gosvāmī, elder brother of Rūpa Gosvāmī, that everybody has got the dormant love of Krishna. Love of Krishna is there in the heart. It's naturally, because we are part and parcel of the Lord. But it is dormant now. It can be awakened by the process of hearing. So that is what here it is. Same thing Lord is teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. After speaking in this way about pure devotional service, Lord Chaitanya began to describe the service and symptoms to Rūpa Gosvāmī. Explain that pure devotional service, there can be desire other than there can be no desire other than desire to advance in Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, there is no scope of worshipping any demigod, even any other Krishna, in any other form of Krishna, nor there is room of indulgence and speculative empiric philosophy of fruitive activity. One should be free from all this contamination. So there is so much that a pure devotional service, they do not even worship the other form of Krishna, Nrsimha avatar, this other avatar, simply steadfast, very constantly, only for exclusively Krishna. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam, only exclusively. What to speak about other form of demigods and other things? No, they're exclusively, just like Hanuman, exclusively Ram. Although he knows Krishna is same Ram, but exclusively devoted to Ram. A devotee should accept only, just like the gopis. Gopis, when Narayana came before him, they told, no, no, yes, they pay obeisances, but where is Krishna? So much attached to, they do not care for Narayana. I mean, they respect, but they are not attached to. Only those things that are favorable for keeping his body, mind, soul together should reject those things that is increase the demand of the body. Only bare necessity for bodily maintenance should be accepted. By making one bodily necessity secondary, one can primarily devote his time to cultivate Krishna consciousness through the chanting of holy name of the God. See, that is the thing. This, what is that verse 1110? It says that self-preservation. Jivasya tattva jigyasa, kamasya nendriya priti lava jivet javat. So one should desire only for the self-preservation, how to maintain the body, soul together, bare necessity. Rest of the time one should tattva jigyasa. Jivasya tattva jigyasa. The living entities, rest of the time should invest to cultivate science of Godhead or devotional service. At the present moment, our senses are all designated because our body is designated. So we think our body belongs to a particular society, particular country, particular family. In this way, body is bound by so many designations. Similarly, senses belong to the body. And when the body is subject to such designations, the senses are also. There's one engaged in the senses on behalf of family, society, nation, and so on. When the senses are so engaged, one cannot cultivate Krishna consciousness. That is very important. That is a Pancharatra 1970. Sarvopadi binir muktam tatparaseda. Nirmalam. So as soon as we forget Krishna, we are identified with body and bodily paraphernalia. Guruakshetra Sutatta Bite. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was lamenting. Why? Why he declined to fight? Why is lamenting? Because he is now representing a conditioned soul who was Dehatma body or Jasatma Buddhi Kuna Petri Dhatuke. Identified by body and bodily paraphernalia such as family, society, nation. So if we are so much attached to bodily conception of life and is paraphernalia, attached to paraphernalia, one cannot cultivate Krishna consciousness. So therefore Narada Muni says that 19170, Sarvopadi binirmuktam tat prasadena nirmalam. Husikena husikesa sevanam bhakti ruttama. The senses must be purified. And this is possible when one purely understands it belongs to Krishna and that his life belongs to Krishna. In other words, that his identity to be an eternal servant of Krishna. In this way, one can engage his senses in the service of the Lord. Such engagement is called pure devotional service. So therefore, in Lord is speaking to Arjuna fundamental knowledge, rudimentary knowledge that you are not this body, you are the spirit soul, you are belong to me. Your activity should be for me. That should be understood. Therefore, so many yoga systems. Yoga means connecting back through our activities. Karma yoga, jnani yoga, dhyana yoga, bhakti yoga. In this way, connect to me. Connect your activities to me. Therefore, we have to engage our senses in the service of the Lord. Such engagement is called pure devotional. That is Pancharatra 19170 by Narada Muni. A pure devotee accepts transcendental loving service of the Lord, but rejects all kind of liberation for his personal sense gratification. This is stated in Lord Kapila Srimad Bhagavatam. Pure devotee, they do not want all other kind of Sahajya, Salukya, Swarupya, no kind of liberation. Varam, what is that? Varam Devo Mokhyam Na Mokhyam Badim Ba Nachanayam Baneham Bare Sada Piha. This is Damodar Astakam. Varam Deva Mokhyam Na, I do not want liberation. Or Mokhyadi, no, any kind of Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, nothing I want. I want your Prema Bhakti. Satyavarta Muni is praying to Damodar. As soon as pure devotee hears the glories of transcendental quality of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is seated in everyone heart, his mind at once flows towards the Lord, just as the water gangs flows down the towards sea. Such spontaneous attraction of the devotee mind to service the Supreme Personality of Godhead signifies pure. So, how to know a person is in pure devotional service? There are 3 verses Rūpa Gosvāmī stated in Nectar of Devotion after learning from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He told 3 verses. One is Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam and Anyavilasita Sunyam 19.167.9170. Another verses Kapil Dev is 329.113, where it is said that as soon as a person hears the Krishna Katha, is completely attracted, spontaneously attracted to the Lord's his mind. He is so much, engrossed. Then we can know that he is in pure devotional service. We have no taste for, more propensity for hearing. What kind of devotional? This is not pure devotional service. We have to develop that. Whole idea to develop that. By hearing, we should be addicted to the process of hearing, chanting. Then we can develop that pure devotional service. That is the symptoms Kapil Dev is telling 329 verses, 329, 11 to 14. Devotional service is pure when one engages in service of the Supreme Lord without any selfish motive, without being hampered by any material impediment. The pure devotee does not desire to live on the same planet as the Supreme Lord, nor does he desire same opulence as the Lord, nor does he desire to have same form as the Lord, not to live with him side by side, not to merge his existence, even if the Lord offers pure devotee. Point is that a pure devotee is so much absorbed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he has no time to think of any benefit beyond his immediate engagement. Just as an ordinary materialistic business think of nothing else, he is absorbed in the business. A pure devotee, when engaged in the service of the Lord, does not think anything beyond that engagement. Who possesses the symptoms described above has been elevated to topmost position of devotional service. It is by such transcendental loving service, influence of Maya, and release pure love of God. As long as one desires material benefit or liberation, which are called two witches of allurement, one cannot release the taste of transcendental loving service on the Supreme Lord. So, this is a very important point. It tells that those who are really in devotional service, they do not want anything beyond that. Only they want to immediate engagement of service. They do not see beyond that. I am now engaging in chanting, hearing. I do not see anything going on. Anything I want beyond that. That is called pure devotional service. And there are 3 stages of devotional service. Beginning stages of cultivation. Second is realization of service. Third is supreme stage is attainment of love of Godhead. The 9 different methods of cultivation, hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. All these processes are employed by the neophyte in the first stage. If one is engaged in chanting, hearing, devotional, and faith, is material misgiving gradually become vanquished. As his faith in devotional service increases more and more, he becomes assured of higher professional position. In this way, he becomes firmly fixed in devotional service, increases taste for it, become attached to it, feels ecstasy, the preliminary stage of love of Godhead. Attainment of ecstasy produced by executing his process of cultivating devotional service. When one continues the process of hearing, chanting, attachment, and attachment to Krishna gradually thicken and at last called the love of Godhead. So this is very important point. 3 stages. The 9 stages is there in 3 different. Beginning stage we are hearing Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. So Sravanam, Kirtanam, Adau Sada Tatha Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means Sravanam is there. Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nirbhutishat. These are the fast stages. Therefore, this is called Sravana Darsa. Neophyte stage is called fast stage. Start with Sravana Darsa. Then Kirtana Darsa. Hearing and chanting. Then slowly unwanted habit and initiated by spiritual master, unwanted habit will go. Then we will become firmly fixed. Nishta. Then will come Ruchi. Then Asakti. That is called middle stage. Then last stage is Bhava. Bhava and Prema. Bhava and Prema means ecstasy. That ecstasy, when it condensed and intensified, become love of Godhead. In the stage of transcendental love of God, there are further development known as transcendental affection of emotion, ecstasy, extreme intense attachment. They are technically known as term Raga, Anuraga, Bhava, Mahabhava. The progress from one stage to another, like the thickening of sugarcane juice. In the first stage, sugarcane juice is the thin liquid. So this is given very nice example. So in this way, we have stages are there. Just like 7 stages. Rūpa Gosvāmī says there are 9 stages is there in 23. 14 and 15 to Sanatana Goswami. So just like a sugar cane, if you heat it, if evaporated, it becomes thicker, it turns into the molasses, and then it turns into the granules of sugar, then cook candy, then sugar, then rock candy, so on. Similarly, when you slowly progress, then it becomes so thickening, it becomes love of God. So in this way, the teaching is going on. So in this way, this end up, actually, this is the last end of the things. So when one reach the highest stage of ecstasy, there's something characteristic: dancing, rolling on the floor, singing, clapping, stretching the body, thundering, yawning, breathing heavily, forgetting social convention, ruling, laughing, shaking. All these symptoms will simultaneously appear according to the extent of transcendental mellow. There are 5 transcendental mellows: Santarasa, Dasyarasa, Sakhyarasa, and Bachelorasa, and Madhuryarasa. Santarasa means is glorifying the Lord, is a neutral stage. Dasya rasa means just like Hanuman, Dasya rasa, serving the Lord. Sakhya rasa also 2 type of Sakhya. Arjuna is a Sakhya rasa, another Sakhya is cowherd boys. That is called Prema Sakhya. And more than Sakhya rasa, another kind of mellow is called Bachelor rasa, where the intimacy is more concentrated, condensed. Sakhya rasa intimacy is there, but not condensed like Bachelor rasa, like Josuda Mai, Ananda Maharaj, Devaki, and Vasudev. That is called Bachelor rasa. And finally, Madhurya rasa. Madhurya rasa is conjugal love. That is more free from everything. It has contains all the neutrality. It has contains the servitorship. It has contains the friendship. It contains also the parental love. And it contains all the beloved love, between beloved and love. It contains everything, conjugal love. That is the highest of everything, conjugal love. In this way, so Lord Chaitanya is teaching to Rūpa Gosvāmī. Also, he taught that there are 7 secondary rasa. The secondary rasa like anger, sometimes Virya rasa is there, just like Vishnu is fighting with Krishna out of love, anger. But the secondary rasa sometimes appear, those who are executing primary rasa, but it disappear again. Just like Radharani sometimes anger, but he will not be angered. That comes temporarily, but it will not stay. It will not stay. So that is in this way the whole Bhakti Tattva has been described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rūpa Gosvāmī. And Rūpa Gosvāmī compiled the book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where he has very vividly, comprehensively, and elaborately described the Bhakti Tattva. So thank you very much for this one. This everybody should learn that this Bhakti Tattva is very important. If you do not know the Bhakti Tattva, we cannot understand the proper things. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita is a postgraduate study of Vaishnavism, where we know very deeply what is Bhakti Tattva. Same thing also, there was a conversation between Raya Ramananda and Chaitanya at the bank of Godavari river. That time also, very, very nicely, the Bhakti Tattva has been also explained, very deep Bhakti Tattva. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want to learn, want to know from the Raya Ramananda, what is the higher state of that. Thank you very much, Gantras, Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, teaching of Lord Chaitanya ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.